G'day, I'm Ronnie from A Great Annexe Co, and I'm going to take you for a walkthrough now on the Storm Shades Annexe kit that are available for the Vision and Sunseeker vans at Sunseeker Caravans. And we'll start at the front and we'll work our way through and to check out this setup that you guys can enjoy. So what we've done at the front, we've put on what we call our veranda, which is essentially a 2.1 metre extension that comes from the edge of the fabric of the awning forward out 2.1, but also we tie it back into the front of the caravan so that we can get all the toolboxes and this front A-frame under cover. That's particularly handy if you happen to bring your cooker, your Weber or whatnot into this space. This extra cover just eliminates the rain coming in on you. It takes the rain point from here and puts it over there, which is keeping you dry and while you're cooking the roast. So really handy. It's a really simple attachment method using sail tracks and some spreader bars, and it takes about 10 or so minutes to get this up in the air. So made from a good quality Australian made canvas that's got heat reflection in there, but also the eyelets and all the componentry are stainless steel and leather reinforced. So it's going to stand up really well in all the conditions and you won't find yourself having too much issue with it, but it'll provide you with a great space to sit in the afternoon, watch the world go by, catch up with your friends and enjoy a drink. Now, the business end is underneath the awning itself. So what we have here is called Storm Shades. It's somewhere between having shade walls and having a full annex room. We call it like a hybrid, and fittingly, it's on a hybrid. So what these walls are predominantly, most people when they go away, they're going away for a weekend, maybe a week, they don't want to set a whole annex room up necessarily, but they do need some cover and privacy, and Storm Shades gives you that. So its first purpose is these shades drop down. And when you're sitting in behind the shades, it's like any expected shade wall. They can't see you from the outside, but you can see through it very clearly. That's great, having a great time with those. All of a sudden the weather turns bad. But of course, being shade cloth or shade mesh, it's not waterproof 100%. So Storm Shades gives you the ability to then drop an external cover down to then essentially close off your shade and keep you completely dry. So both functions, really quick and easy to deploy, lightweight, quick drying, all those good things, but very, very functional. So use them as one wall, use them as two walls, three walls, whatever configuration you want to set them in. They're all independent, but essentially your shade wall now has the extra function of covers. Now, the other good feature with the cover, particularly on this long side wall, it's a two-piece cover with the central zip, but when joined as one piece, the actual cover can go out as an awning on the 3 poles that we supply to essentially double your awning space underneath or on the side of your caravan. So if you've got all friends and whatnot, roll these shades up, hang them in the air, take the actual weatherproof cover out as your extension roof, and then create a footprint here, which is massive. You'll get 10 to 15 people on their camp chairs easily underneath this awning at that point. Now, you'll notice at the bottom of the walls, we have a 500mm PVC mud skirt. We want the mud skirt to sit on the ground and get dirty, and obviously being a PVC, it's a really quick wipe and easy clean, so it's very quick to service. And the end walls, as you may notice also, is got what we call our signature light master gables. What they do is when you do zip down, all in the really poor weather, all the light's blocked out from the covers, and that make this space very, very dark. So on our Storm Shades, light master gables at the top, flood that natural light in even when you're zipped up, so you continue to cook or read your book or whatever you're doing inside. Now, every kit comes with the tailor-made windskirt that is made to then stud to your caravan. That is great for stopping that underdraft, pushing through from under the van, also to stop the friendly wildlife and whatnot coming through to say hello while you're trying to relax in your camp chair. No surprises, really good feature. Again, independent, you can put it on, take it off, depending on what you want to do, but all included in our kit. And there's a series of 5 stainless steel eyelets at the bottom of there to pin it off in really strong weather. The Storm Shades attaches via an anti-flap kit bar system, very commonplace now in the industry around how do we hang our annex walls or our shade walls from the awnings. So extremely strong. We do go and do an extra couple of steps on our anti-flap kit attachments to make them rock solid in the awning, so that if there's really strong wind and weather, we've added extra stainless steel brackets in there to really lock the anti-flap kit down and really make it as one with the awning. So you'll enjoy that. And then we also make up some stainless steel plates to then be able to introduce our standard rafters versus the Fiamma rafters to be able to then get really good support under the awning itself. So that's all part of your kit. That's not and that provides, especially on these 16 footers, they've got quite a long awning, so we want that extra support to answer wind load, answer water load. So outside of that, we measure every caravan, every model. We've made all the customizations with the visions, particularly to help close up that front area where the awning goes past the awning, past the caravan roof. So we've been able to shape all that together, customize it all so you're not going to get wet through that gap. Really neat finish, all held together by Velcros, and a simple process. Again, you'd allow another 15 to 25 minutes to get this annex room up and set up and pegged off to the bottom. Now, in saying that, we do run a Velcro connection system against the van. So as opposed to trying to feed the whole wall up into the sail track, you can essentially just feed in this Velcro tail quickly up the sail track, which then allows you just to join it to the wall, and the setup procedure is so much simpler. So you'll enjoy that feature. That's also happening on the rear wall, and a really good system. Now, the other good thing about great annexes is that we always use quality components. So we're not building for cheap and nasty. We're building so that when the storm hit, the wind hit, or the rain hits, we are literally standing up to all the conditions. So we only ever use really heavy duty zippers. These zippers are what they call a number 10 molded zip. And actually another feature with those are they're what they call self-lubricating. So never do I need you to spray zips with any lubricants or whatnot. In actual fact, the more you use this zip, the shinier it gets, therefore the slipperier it gets. So all you need to do with this is keep fresh water on them to keep any salt particles, dust particles off the zip itself, and allow the slider to continue over the tooth, continually shining it and continually getting easier and easier and easier. So even from new, they're quite easy, but they'll just get better and better. We use genuine leather coating on all of our external straps. So you'll see UV, unfortunately, doesn't treat Velcro too well. So what we go to the effort to do is use genuine leather to sew on the back side of our Velcro, because this is always in the sun. So as I said earlier about the UV, that's one of our biggest enemies. So we use all these ties with the Velcro, with the leather, and it's now very durable, and you'll notice there's more of them along all the external Velcros. We have a great feature we call a weather pelmet. So this little pelmet we sew in, so all your covers fall in behind there. It's a nice aesthetic, but it also stops the rain, the leaves, and everything getting caught up in your roll. So it's a really nice feature. We do that on all 3 walls. You'll notice at the bottom of the annex, we have multi-height peg ladders, and what that allows you to do is to follow the undulations or variations in the ground level, so that you can use whatever height you need to keep the tension and peg it off with pressure on the wall, so that when wind comes, you're not going to be flapping around too much. So that's a really nice flexible feature. And on this particular vision, we have the Fiamma box awning, and we're utilising the infrastructure of the box awning to get all the walls to connect. Really simple sliding. We use a Ketter spline, which is kind of the better option than just sewing rope into a piece of material. This spline is the exact width it needs to be the entire way, and it has a slippery finish, so it allows this wall to come in and out pretty much effortlessly. One person slides it in very, very quickly. All our poles are powder coated aluminium and nice and lightweight, nice and strong. So you'll enjoy those as well. So that's the Storm Shades. It's a great kind of halfway point between wanting to have shades generally on your shorter trips, but also keeping yourself completely closed out to the weather when the weather does turn bad, with a whole heap of versatile setup options. Together with the front veranda, gives this Vision now all the practical cover it needs for you to be able to set up and really enjoy the place that you're in. If you'd like any more information, get in touch with the team at Vision. We have packages for most of their caravans that we can easily supply when you order your caravan, or if you already own one at your next service, feel free to throw it onto your service order, and get to Vision RV website if you'd like to see more. There's a little demo unit we've put into their dealership if you want to go down and touch and feel the materials. So don't be scared to pop into their showroom. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you on the road.